So this is the intro to my National Card Show vlog. I stayed there 4 days and 3 nights. I apologize for not getting this on the floor. I got super busy that first day and realized day 2 I didn't record that. But we picked up some amazing cards over here like Banks, Walter Johnson, T205, Mickey Mantle, and so much more at this card show. This is going to be an awesome video, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. And here is the vlog.
Do you accept PayPal as well?
Yes, I do.
Do you do 200 on it?
Sure.
Let's do it. Hey, nice to meet you as well. Hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You know that I hit you up when you bought that card. I think you bought it in Europe,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah, so I remember someone was reaching out about that. That was you.
That was
Over
me.
there.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, no, I'm keeping it from my BC. I was like, oh, all right.
And then, you know, it's crazy. Right before the National, someone hit me up and they're like, I have a 4 if you want to upgrade to it.
Dude.
And I'm like, I got to do it. So that's why I posted it. I'm like, I knew someone reached out originally, but you know,
I
it's
don't
so hard.
have Twitter.
It's so hard.
Dom sent it to me.
Send it right to him.
Good job, man. But I actually had like 3 or 4 people text me because you texted on them. They're like, no, it's like, it was funny.
I was like, oh my God, okay, Orlando, I got his number. Okay, then let me text him directly. All right, I got to get it.
But I'm glad it worked out, man. Dude, I'm telling you though, it was this close to being sold right when you messaged me. But I was talking to Al, like, guy owns everything, and we're talking about getting a deal. He's like, do you want partial trade for this and stuff like that? I'm like, well, see your announcements. And I texted him, I'm like, hey, man, I just have to buy it outright. But I have another card for him, so he wants like a Fangio.
It adds to the story. And I
does.
almost just slipped away. And I've asked every single person, every table, if you have any Duke cards. No one has
You
them.
do 22? But I had the Dempsey, so I picked up the Dempsey, I picked up the Duke, I picked up the Tilden, which are 3 I wanted. I didn't have the Jack Johnson. I was like, oh no.
No one knows who Duke is.
People who do though, like,
People who do know and they pay money.
yeah.
It's hard.
It's surprising. He's
I can't
like
believe
him
how
and
hard it is to find them.
yeah, it's because he has very few cards and they're all like very low pop.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
mean,
is.
for how good he was as Olympian and obviously as an icon over there.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, the surfing thing, he's a great man. He was a humanitarian.
It's really cool. That's French and everything like that. Straight from the album.
Thank you.
Sports, man.
Yeah, oh, how's it going, man?
Good job.
Nice to finally meet you. I know we've done deals. Yeah, I can sign it, of course.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So stoked.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
No problem. I'm glad you're able to get it.
I'm honored to know the story behind you picking it up, too.
Thank you.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's just a...
Soaking it out of the album, getting it graded, and then like almost to the other.
Insane. Oh, you soaked it out of the album?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the video again because once I saw that kind of
Dude,
oh my
it's so
God.
nervous soaking things out of albums because there's so much that could go wrong with it. It's such a gamble.
Well done,
It's fun though.
dude.
But the problem is like if they use the wrong glue, it's stuck in there and like the card could
Rip
get
the
ruined.
back off or
You rip the back
anything.
off, then there's sometimes people will write on the back. Like I bought an album and all the cards are written in pen on the back. I'm like, damn
Oh
it.
my God.
Because like you're hoping like you
Yeah,
get a
because
few.
you don't know if it's
Yeah, you have no idea, right? Like you hope you can get some 3s or 4s. Like
Yeah.
and mostly you're gonna get a 1, but then I flip them over, all writing the numbers on it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, 2.5 on that.
Which
I
is
mean,
good for getting it soaked.
looks like a 7 from the front.
It does.
It's like looks really clean.
Which I mean, the best I've gotten from something out of the album was a 4 or 5.
Wow.
One of the major Taylors, surprisingly. So I was happy with that. He's another one that's sneaky because he's like one of the first African Americans to like really make a name for himself in American sports.
Wow. Okay.
But you flew here all the way from Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man.
So he's going home.
I
Pretty
want to
stoked.
eventually make it to Hawaii card show. Are you guys doing that? What, like the one that you had in January last year?
Well, I live on Kauai, so I don't even know what goes on Oahu. It's like different worlds. My card shows are 2 booths, and they're my friends. They're old
Yeah.
7-year-old men, 2 vintage, and I bought all their cards right now. We just hang out.
I'm sure Duke
randomly.
stuff does really well at those shows.
Well,
though.
that's where I got my original Duke like 6 years ago was from him, and that started. And he met Duke, so it's like it's a really super cool story.
Imagine if there was a signed one. That'd be an incredible piece of history.
Oh, that'd be insane.
But hey, man, I'm glad we're able to
Thank you.
meet. I'm glad
Really
we're able to
appreciate it.
have
Yeah.
no problem.
Are you gonna go tonight to the Thursday YouTube thing?
Probably not. I have no idea what it is.
Can I get a picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I need a picture too.
I love the channel. Keep it
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm so glad I could connect with the card.
Absolutely,
I bought my K-Line rookie from you guys.
Yep.
Just really awesome.
Try my mini out there. It's a fun stuff.
I really respect like the grind that you do at 24 years old. Also collecting vintage, much smaller scale than you, but like it's a lot of fun.
It just takes time to scale it up.
Yeah.
So I tell people, like, don't make the hobby your full-time job. Like, do it on the side, have your normal, like, full-time job, work that, use some of the fun stuff to afford the hobby. Otherwise, like, you become a full-time dealer, it's hard to appreciate the cards. Like, everything has to be flipped and you don't really build a collection.
That's me, it's just collecting. I don't have any interest in the dealing aspect of it. If I get extras and lots, that's one thing. Okay.
But dealing, like, dealing's an interesting side of things. Like, you do have to buy, sell, and trade to upgrade your cards, but at the same time, like, if you don't keep stuff, you're gonna look back in 5 or 10 years and go, why did I sell that card? There's like 5 of them out there. Or if you don't have the funds to buy that type of card, you're like, damn, I wish I bought it. That's why I kind of like separating the both. Like, it's good at the same time to scale it, but at the same time, like, these are a full-time job. So I got 2 boxes and the paperwork's in one of them.
Cool, and it's just the same submission for both?
Yeah, same submission. 15.
Yeah, I can take it from here then.
Perfect, thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Have the rest of your show.
Will do.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no other Cuban stuff here other than
Yeah. There's some good Venezuelan.
yeah, there's a handful of Venezuela. I mean,
Oh, here, I'll show you some. You got these graded.
You guys see the box as well?
Some Cubans. Getting those graded.
this is a card that's picked up a lot of
Could you get the 2 on the pair?
unusual. It's a pre-rookie rare.
The Grover, yeah.
Ryan has that up, so it's 4.
I saw it, I was like, oh shit.
Probably like 225.
225.
That's really nice, man.
And we're gonna do 220 on these. Grover Alexander and Jimmy Fox. 2 beasts on the pre-war side of things. Some of the back's gone here, but you don't see 67 bennies that often. Thank you.
Sold one of them.
That's very tough right there. 4. You're not gonna find anything higher than that. And the Maddox Classic right there. Wow, that's crazy good at 4. Oh, Buck O'Neil. I didn't even see the Buck O'Neil. That's one definitely I know Steve is looking for, and I am as well. And it's a 2. I'm curious as well.
It's got to be over 4, I'm guessing.
4 grand. But he's not here though, right?
He's been on lunch, I guess, for like the last hour and a half.
You find out a price, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm probably not at 4 grand, but I'm curious.
I'm guessing it's at least 4. This one.
Another Dandridge there. Alright, let's see these. Ooh.
They look pretty good.
That's a nice one. Would possible 1.5? Or do you
I think it's a good deal, 1. I think my other one's nice with the Minoso. Look how clean that thing came out.
Oh. If they don't give you a 2, I'm gonna be pissed. That's really nice right there.
Yeah, that album came out really clean.
Can I take a look at your Sitting Bull?
Is that Sitting Bull?
Sitting Bull, yeah. It is. I have a pretty large non-sports collection.
Nice. A lot of people don't even know what that is.
No, they don't. The only Ginters they think of are N28s or N29s.
Yeah.
But they don't even realize, like, there's other individuals in that set. I know this is an N28, but, like, they don't even know boxing exists or some of the different shooters or walkers or tennis or anything like that.
That's like 21. Thank you, I appreciate the offer.
Okay.
Think you could get the 280 on it? Yeah, 3.
You can get the 3 out of it.
3?
Yeah.
I'll do 3.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't know you were recording.
No,
Sorry.
I always turn it off. You're good. Yeah, it's pretty cool. there's so much to learn with the non-sports on the 1800 side of things. Most of the 1800 stuff is American based, but when you get to the early 1900s, there's a lot that are European based. Once you start getting the 60s, 70s, 80s, then you have a large portion from South America and also like Japan over there. But so much to learn on that side of things. If you're trying to get into it, probably start, I'd say early 1900s, like start learning some different European sets. American stuff's pretty easy in general. You don't see it that often, but more the European stuff is cheaper because it's more plentiful.
Yeah.
What's your
coolest piece that you got?
I'm building the Lone Jack Inventor set from 1888. So you have like Thomas Edison in there, Ben Franklin, you have Alexander Bell, like the best inventors of all time.
I love history, so
they're all like
insane.
top 5 or less, and then they look like very vibrant cards. So like kind of like the Goodwin Champs, but for non-sports.
Awesome. That's super cool. Unique.
So 3 different submissions.
Okay. Nice little campy, huh?
Yeah. So nice 7 on that one.
Man.
So
Thing's clean, dude.
it is. I traded a 56 Aaron, a few other cards to get that. I'm like, that's well worth it.
Oh, I
Surprisingly at a trade night too. Usually it's all modern over there, but there's one of those.
I like this
So
a lot.
I think it'll look good in the
Really
news.
good. If anything, just
Now I think all of these were on your guys' website already to fill in, except for the Burt Bylov and blank back.
Okay.
So I noted that on there.
Good deal.
Did that. All these.
yeah, as much information as you can put that we didn't have, that's gonna help our team.
Perfect.
Obviously, you need
All that's there except for that. So this one's that one. So this is a lot of the stuff that's like never been graded. Most of it's not online, stuff like that. So some of the stuff in the email isn't there just because they're a little bit oversized and I didn't bring them. I just tried to measure everything out beforehand.
Yeah.
But
If we're not able to encapsulate it, you won't get charged.
Okay.
Obviously.
if you guys need any,
And then once we do come out with that new holder, I'm hoping by the end of the year.
okay. Yeah, I'm in no rush with these.
Sorry.
These are all going straight to my collection, so
Awesome.
doesn't matter under.
Gonna do a quick count, make sure the number's there. I'm not
Sounds
gonna
good.
verify the cards or anything, but
I kept them in the order as well, and that's how it is.
yeah. 89. This stuff is sweet, dude. You're sending me pictures. I'm like, oh man.
Dude, these are so tough. Like I've never seen any of them with the backs.
You still going to school or no?
No, I graduated.
Done?
So I got an electrical engineering degree, and now I'm in data analytics and data science.
That's day to day.
Yeah. And I just do cards as a hobby. It's a lot of fun.
Good deal, man. So when's cards gonna be full time?
Not.
No?
No.
Can you do it?
Well, because if you go cards full time, you can't really PC as much.
Right.
Because then you have bills to pay. You have to do everything. Like for me.
Now instead of it's keeping Bob Marley, you're like, well, I gotta flip them at this.
Yeah,
place
but it's
to
like
get
this type of stuff. I mean, this is from Czechoslovakia. Like,
Right.
how many are out here? Issued shortly after his death.
Everything right from your Ryan, and
Sweet.
just fill out the little stuff. There's gonna be a signature at the bottom, and then just that box. You're
Awesome.
good to go, my man.
Perfect. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Absolutely
it.
right.
I'll
Good
see
to
you later
man.
today.
Yeah.
Could I take a look at your Longfellow?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. This one's a cool one up here. It's a little light.
Which one's over
That's
there?
Buffalo Bill.
Oh, the Hess. Did you sell the Edison Hess yesterday?
Yeah.
My friend bought it. I was looking for that card for years.
Really?
Yeah. He showed me. He's like, look what I found yesterday. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Wish I got here earlier. Oh well. Did you have any other non-sports that you didn't have out yet, or
What's that?
do you have any other non-sports, or
Yeah. Are you looking for anything in particular? Like,
mostly 1800s?
okay. So I
I'm
do
definitely
have.
interested in that Longfellow also.
Both of them.
You set up at the Houston show a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
I bought off of you over there.
Yeah, that was the last show I've done.
Really?
I did one. I did the national 4 or 5 years ago. Those ones are tough.
Oh yeah, those old
The
judges.
167s.
It's what, 86, right? Something like that.
Yeah. This is up to N160.
Okay.
That's 160 plus.
Do you have foreign release non-sports as well, early like 1900s and stuff like that,
What's
or
that?
just do you have early 1900s non-sports like European stuff as well, or?
I don't do the European stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you. I think I sold you some golf cards. Or
You
something.
did, yeah.
I know you have a brother. I didn't know this was your brother. How's the YouTube business going?
Not too bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's mostly just to build a collection, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just networking and different things like that.
Yeah, I
It's
think I was
helped
in
me a
one of
ton.
your videos talking about the old judge.
Yes, you were. A lot of people enjoyed that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's literally the last show I did, man.
Dang.
I'm a dentist in Idaho. That's what I do for.
Yep, I remember. You had like the stacks and stacks of old judge cards.
Yeah. This is all I brought with me this time. It's just these.
Still a lot.
Yeah. This is a pretty cool thing. I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, let's see it.
With the old judges. So you're pretty familiar with the old judges now?
Pretty much,
You know,
yeah.
So you have the N172s that are the small ones.
Yeah,
The N173s are the cabinets.
correct, yeah.
And so how you got those is in the pack, there was little coupons, little certificates
Okay.
that you'd get. So this isn't one that you could use for that, but I'll show you what the coupon looks like.
Let's see it.
Right here. So here's a coupon that you could use for this set here called the Terrors of America. These cards right here. This was the coupon that was included, and if you sent in 100 of the coupons, you got an album of a tobacco album for them, and that's how you got the album. So with the old judges, you got a certificate like that, but it wasn't for an album, although there were Goodwin albums. This is the list of all the different old judge baseball cabinets you could get.
Oh, wow.
And so
That's
if you-
incredible.
And so one of the reasons why you see a lot more of the better players is you got to choose who you got. And so if you look up here at the top, number 1 is Cap Anson. And so most people were like, selecting Anson or Radbourne or Buck Ewing down here with the mascot.
Tim Keefe as well down there.
And so they were selecting the bigger players. So the kind of the nobody players rarely got selected. So they're actually a lot rarer. So even if you're on this list, that doesn't mean anybody ordered you. But this was folded up and included with the cards.
It's really cool.
And so yeah, the actual this list itself has become like super duper rare.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. So they made a version from 1888, and it says right here, season of 1888. So they made another version in 1889 that was slightly different with new players on new teams and stuff.
And what about the different colors that are on the cabinet cards? Is that something you can select as well, or is it
I
just?
don't think you selected. I think you just got what they had.
Okay.
Because when you make a cabinet card, it was just an albumin photograph. That they just had stacks and stacks of mounts, and they would just like take the albumin photo and glue it to the mount that they had. So it's just like, if they had a white mount, that's what you got. If you had a black mount, that's what you got. So.
Got it. Which tobacco war issues?
So we have sort of like 19th century tobacco cards, and then we have like 20th century tobacco cards. So
Yeah.
the N for 19th century, T is actually not for tobacco, it's for 20th.
Yes.
Okay. So 19th century tobacco cards kind of end at about 1892, and they start up again at about 1908.
Except for the Mayos, which are kind of like one-offs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still like mid 1890s.
Yeah.
Okay, but like there's nothing from like 1899, 1900, 1901. So, and the reason is that the American Tobacco Company was a monopoly.
And they merged together, right?
So they bought all the tobacco companies. And so if you own every tobacco company,
you don't need to advertise.
Why advertise? So they stopped. The thing is that the American Tobacco Company didn't have a monopoly in other countries.
So that's where they produce these then? Or?
Well, so like tea, all the way up to T200 are tobacco cards, like in that 20th century. T200s are sports. Okay, and so the T400s, so if you get like a T401 or T402, that's called the tobacco war issues. And so they were made by the American Tobacco Company in America, but sold overseas.
So I may have saw some of those when I was over in Europe.
Yeah, probably. So the T400s are American tobacco cards, but usually are distributed in England, China, Australia has a bunch. And so if you look in the back here, and the T300s are novelties like stamps and stuff. So how Burdick did it, the T0s were regular, T200 sports, T300s were novelties, like these are fake cigar labels.
Okay, those are cool.
So those are T330, T350s. And then from here on, these are what are called T400s.
Okay, so that's a Spanish-American, is that the Spanish-American War one?
So these are the American Tobacco Company.
Yeah, I've seen that set before.
But, so most of these are kind of, you know, whatevers. But then you have a set that was produced in England.
T426, I've never seen those before.
426s, and this is, again, the American Tobacco Company.
Wow.
But this is British royalty. So these are American-made cards. You know, packaged, distributed, but shipped overseas.
So,
but, you know, then at this point, right now, so Queen Victoria, so the Victorian era, died with Queen Victoria. And then her son's name was Edward, and that's where the Edwardian era started right after her death. That happened right about 1900. So both of those are here.
That's cool.
So this is like the Duchess of York in 1901.
I love the design on those. Like I said, I've never seen those before. Even overseas, I didn't see those.
So these were distributed in anywhere where the British, you know, monarchy mattered. And so if you get, so here's scenes from America. You know, just different areas, or scenes from around the world and America. And so all different issues. And then we have, these are, the American Tobacco Company had an agreement in Japan.
Really?
With the Marai Brothers Company.
Oh.
And so these are cataloged under the T category, but they're foreign.
I had no idea.
So this set here is Japanese military leaders and royalty. This series right here is pretty cool, and it's leaders from all over the world.
What are some of the bigger people in that set?
So William McKinley, the president of the United States.
He's in that set.
He's in this set. And so this is Lord Salisbury from England.
I've seen a lot of
this. This is Major
before.
Balfour.
Yeah.
And so it's a 50 card set. And some of them I don't speak or read Japanese, so I've had to kind of do some research on who's listed. But this is King Leopold of Belgium.
It's so cool.
So there are U.S. military leaders like Dewey, the naval general from the Spanish-American War.
Is Roosevelt in there?
Roosevelt is not in here.
Darn.
But he would be pretty cool.
That would, because especially with the war.
But McKinley is in here, and I think like the Secretary of State of the United States is in here.
And so, no Churchill, right?
No Churchill. Because he was a leader, but he wasn't that high at that point.
I know he has a few different sets though that are kind of tough.
Yeah.
I just picked up his Cohen Weenan that took forever to find. The one that's black, the Subject 250.
So he's in. I don't know if I have any here with me. Yeah, I don't have any, but there's a set or two of British guys that are from this series.
And he's possibly in there?
And he is in there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he is in there. But the T400s are a fun issue.
Do you know if any of the World War II leaders from Japan are in this set?
Probably. I haven't done any research about it.
Okay.
But that would have been 40 years earlier.
Yeah.
So they would have, if they were really
that's
young.
I figure like young, like in their 20s.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Churchill was in those sets in his early 20s or early 30s and then for World War II.
But specifically, if you're looking for sort of a really rare, card of like William McKinley, the President of the United States, he's in this.
That's cool.
I have a bunch more at home. I don't try to list too many. So everything in this book I have on eBay.
Got it.
But I have more. of these at home, and I'm not sure if I have any more of the McKinleys or anything like that.
Mind if I listen in?
Yeah.
Go ahead. How's it going?
Daniel.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
But yeah, so these are, again, these are kind of like that bridge that gap. So the American tobacco companies made 19th century cards. It pretty much stopped in the early mid 1890s, but it continued overseas. So the American tobacco companies still made cards in 1898, 1899, 1901.
That's the first I've learned of that.
Yeah. So they are categorized as T cards, but they're just the first number in the hundreds is going to be T401, 402, 403.
And are these the Canadian ones?
Those
too?
are the Canadian versions of the T218.
Those are
Really, really rare.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm 5 away from the set on those.
Really? I know someone who won a big lot of them in an auction recently, and another person is going after a graded set as well.
Oh, okay. These are everything from the here back are Canadian.
All Canadian releases?
Yeah. That's as far foreign as I go.
Got it.
Yeah, I was born up in Maine. I was raised in Maine, so I'm like pseudo-Canadian just by the fact. Half of my friends were Canadian.
These are really cool. Really, really cool. I appreciate you sharing all that with me.
Oh yeah, no, you're all good.
I definitely learned a lot of new stuff.
Taylor, with that back that exists, this is the only example of Red Faber, the Hall.
I've never seen those before. Those are pretty cool.
And so this is a rare bag.
And Clark's. Oh, Eddie Collins too. Nice.
But those are unique. And even though it looks like it's missing, it's not. They just didn't print it well. So there's no loss.
That's pretty cool. You want those like that, right?
The fronts are less important.
If you do come across that Edison again, let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's...
Or if you come in Lone Jack Inventors, I'm building that set. I have it 80% done. So the same guy that bought the Edison is building that set too, so we're like trading dupes and different things like that.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4 in my personal collection.
And then you had the other stuff too, right?
Yeah, I've it was the Gandhis and the Simon and Garfunkel.
And then the Archduke as well. But I'll take a look what else you got.
Yeah, I brought the Taylor, but it sounds like you weren't interested.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I still have 2 or 3 I need to submit and then see how those end up doing.
There's the Archduke. There's some like pre-sing.
That's alright.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that one existed.
It's a sweet back. I love the back. I think it's the same photo as on the Poteen.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm selling my 1.5 Poteen today, so it's like.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Much cooler.
I got one back that came back a 4, so keeping the 4, selling the 1.5.
Nice. Makes sense.
The other side. Jack Hobbs.
Or the Gandhis and the Garfunkel.
Sweet. Those are cool. Fry. I don't know, these fries there. Don't have the trumper yet.
What's that?
I still need to pick up on those trumpers, so we'll figure out something on that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the...
What's this trumper? I've never seen that one before.
Snyder is in Abrahams. It's a Australian issue, I think.
Yeah, we can work something out on that.
Okay, cool.
I don't have that one. I do have that one. I'm sure. I don't know if I have this fry. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just on this price. I don't have these fries yet. I got something else. Don't have that. I do have that one. Don't have that Hobbs yet. Can I take a look at the other stuff in there too?
Oh yeah. I mean, some of it's not for sale. This is actually the best card I own, just to show you, so you know Althea Gibson, right?
Althea Gibson, yeah. So tell me the backstory on this one.
From what's known as a Gutschein set from Germany, 58, 59, 60 thereabouts. It's extremely scarce. The Pele, for instance, I believe, which is only graded by SGC, has still only been graded twice, which is crazy for a
Pele,
like a second-year Pele. I know of one other copy of this, and this is only Althea Gibson's second playing days card. The other one is a pretty well-known one for Barrett from 59, the Giants in Sports set, which is still pretty scarce itself, and low-grade copies go for a few $100s because of that. This is from approximately the same time. There's one other copy I'm aware of. I believe SGC will grade it, which I'm hoping they'll do this weekend.
That'd be awesome.
And it's, I mean, one of the great female tennis players of all time, great tennis players of all time, true barrier breaker in terms of you know, racial segregation and everything along those lines. So I was stoked to find this one when I did.
That's really cool. That's what else you got over there too. I love seeing your stuff because it's different than other shit.
I know you're into the stuff I am, so that's cool.
And these are the Spanish ones that you're talking about.
Those are the weird Spanish ones. I brought them. I assume like no one will be interested, but they're so curious.
What are you even selling them for? Just out of curiosity.
What would I sell them for?
Yeah,
I don't even know where to start with them because they're so.
That's where I was like, I have no idea.
Like I mean, one way to think about it would be the, you know, whatever the, for instance, like what was the multiplier that was applied to that root, right, for the Spanish version of the Churchman's? Yeah. Sort of apply that relative to the how the Leaders of Men set goes, approximately somewhere along those lines. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool though. Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure any of that's up your alley, but yeah, you can take a look.
Also take a look. Yeah, that's not. Well, Major Taylor is.
No, I mean.
That's pretty cool right there, Joe Louis.
Yeah, I'm consigning it to Heritage this weekend.
I've never seen that one before.
There are 2 or 3 graded copies anywhere.
Wow.
And this is true rookie.
So this was
it is from the same time as the Patrio / like service, whatever it's called.
I was about to say 1930. I didn't think he was professional at 1930.
It's one of those things where the dating's wrong. Yeah. It's 30. It's actually very clear that this is from late 36 based on the text on the back and other cards in the set. Because I think it says he's like about to play Max Baer or something. Or he recently did, and that gives you pretty close timing. Right.
I've never seen that before. That's really cool.
Oh yeah. There's another couple at TSA, I believe.
And like I thought I knew a lot about boxing, and you always discover new stuff.
These are just sort of cheap slabs, and we talked about that one. Yeah.
Do you have other stuff as well? Or
no, this is really what I brought. Okay. Like I was sort of in a rush.
No worries. All right, so I know we agreed on a price for this stuff already.
We agreed on the price for
that, and then this was like 25, so we'll throw that in there. And I guess just like throw me a number essentially where you'd want to be on this type of stuff.
I wrote something down. Do you mind if I just check?
Yeah, you're good.
Because I was really not sure either. So.
Yeah, some of this I've never seen before, so I don't even know some of the years. I mean, I know these. I've seen this before. I don't know what the price sell for. I've seen this. I have a Reeves in that, I believe. I think this is a 1901.
Right.
Those are over there. I've never seen that one. I know this is like 1900 or 1899 for the.
Which one?
That one
yeah, something like that. I'm really not an expert on cricket stuff. So which?
Yeah.
Sorry, which one?
So the Victor Trumper Phillips.
Yeah. So the Trumper Guinea Gold, I was at 30. Okay. The colored fries, it's just like 20 each. The Trumper Snyders and Abraham is 20.
Okay, and then those two.
The Hobbs Reeves I can do 10, and the Wills Fry. Wait, is this the 1901?
1901, I think.
30.
30. And then what did you have on the other stuff? The other stuff? The other fries.
I mean, when I priced everything out all together, by the way, I was at like. Maybe like $250 for all of it. The other fries.
Yeah,
so like that fries, some of these fries are real cheap, right?
The Ogdens.
Right. The Ogdens. Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll just move out of the way real quick. Those I was interested in. Yeah, what do you had on the Ogdens and stuff
so for instance, like I have the standing fry, this one at like 20, the one where he's over the bat like 10.
Okay.
Again, like a 20 for the other color. Where are we at now?
Honestly, I'm pretty much getting all of them. Let's just figure out places. Okay. It would go easier, so.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's probably the best route to go. Okay, so let me just check what we had and we'll finish this up.
If you want to call it 1400.
I was thinking 1350.
That's
with that?
That's fine.
So,
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. This is awesome, man. I appreciate it. This will do some upgrades.
Liquidity to me and
this will add some upgrades to my cricket PC and
yeah, cool.
You know,
6x9.
Work on that. 4? Let's do it. Awesome. Now I figure this is 100, then that's probably another 100, so you're getting a pretty good deal there. About 1 or 2.
Have you been like doing more stuff with like marathon training and shit.
Yeah, it's a tough balance because I have to train for my full-time job. Like I'm doing a mixture of
You
data.
said something about data.
Yeah, so I do data for my full-time job, and then I'm doing ultra training. I just ran ultra 2 weeks ago, so that takes up a lot of time. Bob Feller.
Go ahead and help yourself.
Awesome. Interesting, that one. Out of 3.
Thank you.
Sweet. Really popular Bob Feller card. It's a nice grab here. You just don't see them that cheap.
To look, because I'm like rusty.
I know this stuff really good.
I don't even scroll through. I didn't even see some of these. A lot of them were like, they had a lot of bird cards, which is cool.
Yeah, I know this. I can go through this really fast.
Okay, because I can't do it as well.
No,
But I got a decent.
you gotta show me the Sherman after.
Yeah.
I just picked up a Sherman for my PC.
You might be impressed with me, which normally I don't. I'm not good on that end.
Oh, is it this set you're talking about right here? The Kinney Golds?
No, there's you'll see in there.
No, I know, but I'm saying, was that the set?
That's an era, I think. I'm not sure about.
I will pick up Alexander the Great for $5 all day long.
Oh, that's Alexander.
Yeah.
Is this your only comic stock? So there's 3 boxes of comics right there, and then there's some comics up in the shipping. Oh gosh, thank you. Are these all Conan? Yep. Almost all.
Oh, I didn't look through this box.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I messed up. Because I told Victor he was looking through it, and then I was like, any figures, let me know. And he missed it. Because I was like, any historical figures, let me know.
I'll probably miss some
I
too.
want to see what's in. Okay. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go through it here again. Yes, please, if you have a bag.
All right.
So we're getting these for 200.
Yep.
GoPro's at 1%, so I didn't record everything. I'll show you guys all this later. But chain worn on. What we like at the dinner is pretty sick.
I brought you meat.
So sick. We're opening some cricket packs. Soccer dinner.
There's nothing like opening a pack though, you know what I mean?
Cricket packs and deep dish pizza.
Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, what did you get?
Oh, I got the same one. Whatever that is.
Bad collation.
All right, guys, we're here day number 2 at the National. I do apologize for my voice. I lost it shortly before going to the show, but yesterday was pretty awesome. I had to meet up with a lot of people because made some side deals before the show, so I did a quick walk around of the room, picked up a few things. Didn't see too much for my non-sports PC, unfortunately. Today we're really going to be trying to get some more inventory type of things, but Steven's going to have a big day because he's going to get an autograph today from an NBA legend, so let's hear about it.
Hey guys, so I'm getting my 1972 ComSpec Kareem Abdul-Jabbar card signed. Now I picked this up graded. I actually had to go ahead and do a little cracking, which really isn't too hard, but I had to use some tweezers, crack it out, and I have it raw with me now. I got my pens, I got a notebook, I'm ready to roll. So at around 3 p.m. I'm gonna go over and get that autograph, which should be super awesome.
Now, for people that don't know about this card, like, kind of explain how difficult it is to find the card, because it's not your standard tops, which you can find at most card shows. In fact, I didn't even know about the card until you showed it to me.
So believe it or not, the ComSpec card, it has the same image as the 1972 Topps card for Kareem, but this card has a very thin paper stocking. So instead of a Sharpie, I brought a Statalier in terms of the penmanship that I'm gonna use on it for him to sign. So hopefully everything goes really well there. I'm very excited, and I believe the card is only around a pop 2, and I might make it a pop 3, so that's really cool.
Now, I know some of you guys wanted to see some of the trade night, like what was going on there. I saw some images yesterday. It looked slammed packed. But unfortunately, I went to a dinner with a bunch of soccer collectors, and I shouldn't say unfortunately. I really enjoyed the dinner. It was awesome hanging out with everyone.
And you might be wondering, like, why did I go to a soccer dinner? I don't really collect much soccer cards. Well, all these soccer collectors really collected foreign issue cards, whether from Europe or South America. And if you guys are familiar with some of my PCs, especially my non-sports, all the cards are sourced from Europe or South America. So we kind of hang in the same exact circles, as well as like my cricket PC. And a lot of the soccer collectors also collect cricket cards. So it was awesome hanging out with everyone. Now, one card I did see at the dinner, and I don't know if I got it in the vlog or not, and I'm sorry if I didn't. There was a Dr. W.G. Grace Old Judge card. Now, a lot of you guys are familiar with Old Judge baseball cards. They also made Old Judge non-sports cards, but also there was a few cricketers there. And the W.G. Grace is the holy grail of Old Judge cards for cricketers. So seeing that in person was absolutely amazing, and it was great hanging out with everyone. All right, if I got the Banks and also that Mantle, where do you think you'd be at?
Well, you know, I'm old school, right?
Yeah.
You know Bill Miller? He sits up there in Popka, coin guy.
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
Probably.
he came over last show and sold me this. That was his asking price. I paid him $11.50.
Okay.
I'll take $12.50.
$12.50 on that one.
And then whatever we said, $5.25
You had
on that.
$5.25. You think you could be at $1,700? That would be 90% sticker.
What did I tell you this?
You had $5.25,
Right,
and
I
then
cut
you
that
had,
down.
and then you had $12.50.
Yeah, because I paid $11.50.
But you think you could get to 17?
It's a good one to buy it.
So you're asking $75 less.
Yeah.
How about 17 1/4? I'll make a little bit on that base.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Quarter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Those ones you're still interested in?
Yeah, let me know what you guys can do on a price. I buy from you guys all the time at Dallas.
What's that?
I buy from you guys at
Oh,
Dallas.
I'm
all
sure
the
you
time.
do with Roger, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. 290. I got 365. That's what that says. And that's a consignment.
Is that the consignment lot?
Yeah, right. That's got to be pretty much as is.
I know we've talked about that.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
you guys can do on that.
Yeah, it should be 165, 215, right? You get 215.
That's $2.15 on the math on that
215.
side.
Do 10% off. You could take 21 off.
Do you want to call it?
195.
I was gonna say, do you want to call it 325?
195. 195, and the 150 is what?
345. Do you want to do
345.
Can you do 325?
Split it.
Split the difference. 335.
That's fine. I'm good with that. CDS. Stadium.
Filmington, are you going to go to Filmington?
I'm going to a concert tonight and tomorrow, so I'm not going to do any
Actually, I
other
don't know if
events
you're doing
outside.
something later, but I'm down. I don't know.
I'll call you because
We'll
we're going to
hang
be at
for sure.
Filmington's.
You should go.
I'll probably come. Yeah. That'd be cool.
I'll call you later.
Good seeing you, man.
Or go with Orlando if he's staying with Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was going anyway. Okay, I'll shoot him a text too.
You guys will go.
Good.
You want to take
See
it?
you around. And then
We're going to take a picture of that.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
You guys
for
change for that.
And we owe you
$65.
$65. That's correct. $65.
The back looks different to me, that's all.
Well, the 59s are a different stock.
Right.
Because you
different,
can see
it's
through
two
those.
different.
It depends on the print run. Where,
This
like,
might
it's
be the
at.
rarer back.
Really?
I would look at a few others. Yeah. Usually, sometimes I don't know.
They don't.
I might be wrong.
That's the one year where you can.
Likely wrong.
That's the one year where you can flash a flashlight through it and it'll still go through.
Yeah.
In comparison to other ones.
So did your fake guy say not fake? So you're good?
PSA. They were good on that one. Well, PSA authenticated it first, so.
I trust Ryan Nolan's opinion over PSA.
But that's a really strong looking Ford though. That's a great one.
Great card. Great card. But
So you got.
when you go to bed thinking about a card that you've seen and you want to buy it,
Is that one of the
next
first
day,
autos?
Yeah, 92.
Ooh.
Oh, on card?
I could have sworn I seen these cards while I was at your place.
Did you find it? Was it at that booth that I told you? Is it marked?
Funny, we have a one.
No, different one.
Our one's a little worse
This is
than
my
that.
childhood. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta see the back
right?
of that one.
We could never pull these like ever.
I opened plenty of I had a store that year.
Yeah?
I was in my store with that year.
Alright guys, so we just went through a really awesome pre-war collection on this side thing. There's a few other non-sports and stuff like that thrown in. But I grabbed a stack over here we're gonna finalize this deal, but check out some of the stuff. Like we have Sam Crawford, Walter Johnson, Eddie Planks, two Eddie Planks over here, Christy Mathewson, McGraw, Chris Ramley, like really good stuff. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. My voice is kind of toast. First time owning a male cut football card. I'm usually gonna get baseball too, but we're gonna finish this video. So that's what we're thinking right now. 5780, possibly 4700. So we're gonna do a little negotiations for it out. Let me just.
Can we do 4650?
I could, yeah. So we got a deal. 4650 for all this. Super happy, great deal. Again, sorry if you guys can't hear my voice. I might have to voice over this a little bit later, but yeah.
No.
Right. So, my friend Jay got this for Ben. He's talking about Disney stuff, and he wanted a Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if this is like a rookie card or whatever it is. We've had this card for 2 years since he didn't go to the National last year, man. But here you go, dude.
That's crazy, bro. Thank you. 2 years in the making. That's wild. That's wild. I got something for you too, though.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm glad we ran into you.
That's so
See,
crazy.
the original one, Ben
I remember
Carlos.
last time you told you, was like, man, I really want that card, and then we like found it somehow.
Ben,
Yeah, when he messaged me, he's like, yo, I found it.
you gotta keep that. The Ben Carlos Toronto note.
That's crazy. Yo, you gotta come to you guys gotta come to Expo in November.
We were talking to the guy that runs it.
His name was Mike
Steve?
or something?
Oh, Mikey.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, you should.
I wanna check it out.
He's really cool,
Alright,
dude.
it's for you.
It's a mess.
Oh shit. Ryan Nolan breakout cards. Friends with Ben. Yo, the UCF 100K. That was back when I actually had
Oh
abs.
my God, dude.
Bro, you were basing me too for that, right?
That's so.
What photo should I use?
Alright, so
when I found that one, I was like,
check
oh,
this
this
out.
is genius.
And dude, someone from Facebook was like, "Oh, you actually look like your picture." Like I thought I was older because of vintage, which is so funny. Like
back before I got fat from card shows.
Oh, I'm over there.
You got Running Man Steve right over there.
That's me.
Right?
no
That's
way.
me when I'm dead. Like you showed me that's a butcher. How funny would that have been?
Bro,
That would have been
I still have those
hilarious.
shorts and shit. Like that's me just
Right,
standing
so
there.
62 miles, 13 hours, which is actually faster than my 50-mile I just did last weekend. And yeah, the picture right there. How's it going?
What's going on? My back order. It popped. Nice to meet you.
Ryan.
What's going on, man? This is Mark. He won the contest.
Oh, congrats, man. I got your book.
Have you been to every state?
No, only 27.
Oh, gosh, I thought it was more than that.
No,
Have you been to Hawaii?
I have not. I want to though.
Hawaii and Alaska.
My girlfriend wants to go to Hawaii, so it's like
Yeah, it's
Wait,
like,
where'd you go? Where'd you go in North Carolina? Raleigh.
Raleigh, yeah.
Well, if you were to, I'll do. Finally, the elusive Ryan Nolan. We tracked him down on day 3 here with Mark, the
Finally
contest
found
winner, to
him.
get his book, Spotting Fakes. Ryan's going to present him with his book.
There you
and
go,
he gets
man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Influence a decision over here by Scotty B Cards. He's buying Edgar Allan Poe. He said earlier, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna buy it. Told me he definitely should buy it.
Ryan is a bad influence. Don't hang out with him. He makes you buy this stuff. Oh, I brought one. That's brand new. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep, and here's the what's it called side.
See the Poe closer.
Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. It's a little bit excited about this one. You can see a little bit of like damage on the front, but on the back it's perfect. And it's all together, has a nice staple. I'd be a liar if I said I understand this stuff super well, but I always loved Edgar Allan Poe, so I'm excited about it.
Hey, I'm Ben Fisher, fishercards.vintage on Instagram. I made a big play at the National to get this Wagner E90-2. And I'm also looking for E107s, mostly Hall of Famers.
Check it out.
Check it out, man. I got this from Ryan Christoph today, my Grail card, a Martin Dihigo, and I ended up getting 2
more Minosos
of Minosos that I
Hey,
needed.
there
So
you go.
I got my cards, got what I wanted. So awesome. I'm so excited.
So to end off night 2, I ended up going to the Avenged Sevenfold concert. They were one of my favorite bands growing up, and when I saw that they were in town, I had to go. It didn't matter that there was still a bunch of trade nights and different things like that going out throughout the different hotel lobbies. One of my favorite things about Chicago hosting the National is the different concerts. My first Chicago National, I ended up going to Lollapalooza. The second one, I got to see Jimmy Eat World play Bleed America in full. And this time I got to see Avenged Sevenfold, and tomorrow night I get to see Robbie Krieger of The Doors. We are day number 3. It's actually like 10:30 now,
You might think I slept in from the Avenged Sevenfold concert last night, but I actually got up quite early. I actually went to a breakfast with a bunch of different collectors. There's a wide variety of people there from different industries. I mean, we had people like P. Ryan collection over there, Sign and Slab, AIH Sports, as well as like Pancake Analytics. And there's people there that collected art, whiskey, as weird as it sounds. Then also like toys and collectibles, vinyls, like a great wide variety of different collectors talking about different hobby spaces. It was kind of fun, but now it's time to go to the show. Today I'm going to spend more networking more than buying, as well as kind of checking some of the other exhibits from the auction houses, because they will have museum quality pieces. And that's one of the things I like doing at the National, and seeing like historic artifacts. I heard there was like a Nirvana guitar here, and I definitely got to check that out 100%. But I'll show you guys some of the really cool stuff in there, especially if my voice is getting a little bit better. It's still pretty strained, but I think I am improving on that regard. All right, day 3, let's go.
I may never remember to bring it again.
That guy over here, the Spanish ones.
The Jorge
Yes,
Washington?
yes, I sent him.
That's
because
sick.
he's the guy I bought the
Nice
four
guy.
off of, right?
Yeah.
I told him there's one person in the room that would buy it. I said you would buy it.
Save your voice. I feel bad for you.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I bought all his cricket cards yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I'll show you what I bought. Did he have any others from that set, or just that one?
I mean, there's only 2 graded.
That's it.
The regalas are very tough. I've never
Wow.
There's like 20 of the other ones. I'm sorry. I flipped it over and I was like,
that's going straight to grading, right?
yeah, I'm not gonna. I may key. I don't know.
So my favorite things about the National is taking a look at the museum, which is some of the items that the auction houses bring along. So I'm going to voice over some of the different items that I see here, but also show you some quick video from them too. So a card that most people aren't familiar with here, this poncho, you can kind of see the A at the very end is kind of printing off. It didn't really show on the card itself. Very, very tough error for the 1958 Topps set, especially for set builders. I mean, there's people that want to get all the variations or errors within a set. One of the toughest ones in the hobby. It's even tougher than the white letter Mickey Mantle from 1969 that people go crazy over. It's actually not quite as rare as stuff like this, and that's why this 2.5 from 1958, kind of relatively nobody is in a case with cards like this. This is a phenomenal Kalamazoo bat. I've actually only owned 2 throughout the different cartridges I've gone to, but this example, the colors are super, super vibrant on this compared to most. They're kind of like old Judge cards where they fade over time, but this one, very nice. On top of that, one thing you guys should know is the color imagery on these cards are worth more than the numerical grade. So even though this is a 2.5, because the colors pop so much, it'll go for much more. A few different Gypsy Queens here, very tough to find. On boxing side, it's not the toughest. Every once in a while you see a John L. Sullivan. Obviously there's not one here. Then we have some Hess cards, very, very tough. They make also some non-sports cards as well. We have Yum Yum too, just tobacco. Yum Yum also has some of the different cards of presidents. They don't look like this, they look quite differently. I'll show you the Grover that I have in my PC. The T204s. They have a few different backs. The TTT back is probably the rarest. I don't think any of these are TTT because they don't mention it on there. But you have the Walter Johnson, which is kind of a holy grail. It's his best card in my opinion from 1909. I know it doesn't say that on the slab. We talked about the Kalamazoo from earlier. He has a Kalamazoo card that's very expensive. He's a baseball pioneer. You can see this old Judge over here, which is really pretty sick. So last year we were able to see the PSA 10 of the Mantle as well as the 9.5 and do a comparison. Here is the 9 example. I'll have to load up some others on the screen just to see how well they present, and obviously like they can load up the certification number. I mean, this one obviously looks really, really good to the eye. Lighting on here is kind of tough to say. I mean, especially since you don't have it super close, there's glass and everything like that, but really, really nice copy. I'm actually not too familiar with this 1921 Babe Ruth card. I'm gonna do a little bit more research and see who is in that set. It says as estimate 150,000. This is a very tough regional release issue. Now you can see all these over here. The one that's the most expensive by far though is the George Mikan, one of his first cards over here. We have A7 on it.
Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of these imagery, to be honest with you, but there's some basketball collectors and also regional card issue collectors that will go crazy over having a full complete set like that. Many non-sports collectors go crazy over the Three Stooges. This is an original pack from 1959, and we have Mo on the front, which it says card number 2. Jimmy Otto, but also Metallica, Kill Them All. A lot of music memorabilia stuff here in these iconic auctions. Kurt Cobain signed guitar over here. Now, to my knowledge, no cards exist of him signing it. It would be really cool to see how that would do, especially more people got into music cards. But
Jeremy Allen, Heritage Auctions at the Pop Culture booth. All kinds of crazy stuff, sneakers, all that kind of jazz. We got TCG, we got illustrators over here, $1.5 million. But let me show you this. Garbage Pail Kid original art. This was the piece that was created for Wacky Packs. It is the only thing that exists. It was never created into cards. It was rumored to be burnt or tore up or not exist, and it came to us a couple of months ago. But it was never turned into a card. It's basically ground zero for anyone that's into Garbage Pail Kids. It's an amazing piece. And then they pivoted it into actually making a set. These are 2 examples of some Series 1 art. So that's kind of like what created the set, is that pivot.
We're gas trading cards. We deal with pop culture and music. That's the subject matter we're really going after, and we've been working with a lot of estates like Tupac and Biggie, as well as artists such as Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dave Matthews Band, The Cure. We do these concert cards that are actually available at the concerts on the merch tables. There's site-specific and concert-specific cards. So you get them at the concert. That's the only place you're going to get them, and they're instantly collector's items. And we're also doing just amazing other cards as well, such as like Ice-T, who we've licensed. He'll sign the cards for us. TLC. So it just goes on and on. We got tons of stuff going on. If you like this sort of thing, we're a brand new company. We've only been around 2 years, but we're killing it. So check us out.
Right, so what we have here, first time ever CGC graded big league cards. So these anyone could make them, but these 2 in particular were done officially. One for Bill Clinton, which is 1992. This was Bill Clinton's running mate to run to the White House. So essentially you could see it was done with the campaign, and you could actually go on a run with him. This is an 87, very early Mike Tyson card. This was for a Mike Tyson Adopt a Home campaign, where Mike Tyson was doing charity for children with disabilities. First time ever graded.
Meeting Gas was awesome. Those guys were super passionate about non-sports. We talked a ton off of camera. We knew all the different sets. Also collected quite a lot of baseball obscure stuff too. And I'm kind of excited to see where their future is. I definitely will be picking up some of their cards in the future if they end up doing some like sets or different things like that with some of the different rock bands. And I know I'm not like a huge modern guy, but just a lot of stuff doesn't exist for bands that I currently listen to. So that'll be my only opportunity to grab that, especially some autographs or real life cards. I think it'd be kind of cool. So now we're going to head over and talk to Gary Vee. He actually reached out before the show, so hopefully we can talk a little bit more about non-sports as well as some like pre-war side things. I know like on the vintage side, he's kind of focused on 50s through 70s, or at least that's my assumption. There's quite a lot of modern too, but it'd be cool to see. Thank you for reaching out. Chrysler Friends, Uncommon Curator. He said he went to your booth earlier today looking at the non-sports section. Where do you think that market's going, like especially the historical figures side of things? I know you've been a big proponent of like Marvel, some of the different comics, different things like that on the non-sports side, but like Thomas Edison, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. Where do you think that type of market is going? It's like the crossover in this hobby.
I think cardboard in general has room to grow. And so I personally am less on the historical stuff. I'm more into the pop culture stuff. So to me, for every Thomas Edison, even though I grew up in Edison, New Jersey, so I should probably pick up some, there's a Beatles, there's a Rolling Stones, there's an E.T., there's a Sonic the Hedgehog. So for me, it's a little bit more pop culture is where my mind's at on that.
With the music side, I know Gas is going like really heavy on that side of thing with Live Nation, which is really good to see that they're building actual licensed music cards now. I know in the 80s they made a lot of different stuff in Brazil, Europe, Australia, and Asia. It seems like there's not a lot of respect right now in the hobby for those cards. And my own PC, I have tons of pop culture music cards, rock and metal, but going around the show, you don't see any of that here. No one knows that type of stuff exists. Like, what do you think needs to happen to grow like these super niche cards that people don't know about?
People continue to make content, continue to talk about it, and it's awareness and storytelling. One viral TikTok could be the trigger to the whole thing. One celebrity like Post Malone deciding he wants to collect, music cardboard, and you start getting a movement. And so, I think that when you look at Pokemon, when you look at Magic the Gathering, when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, when you look at what's going on with the Disney cards right now, they're really hot.
Crazy.
I'm a fan of vintage non-sports, and I think there's real room.
I want to see that early 1930s Disney stuff take off. It's so much harder to find in this new 2022-23, but a lot of people haven't done that research on the pre-war side. It seems like...
And look, a lot of 15 to 25-year-olds speculating day trading kids don't want old shit.
They don't right
and
now.
I get that. But the reality is that if you believe the hobby is long, which I do I think in a 7, 12, 20-year window that there's a chance? Of course, vintage basketball didn't mean shit in 2016, and then it went crazy when people were like, wait a minute, I'm speculating on the 8th pick in the draft in National Treasures, and that's more expensive than fucking Oscar Robertson.
Or like a Julius Erving or Oscar Robertson Cons.
Correct.
Like, very tough regional issue, but no one knows it exists on that side of things.
The polar bear cards, like these weird things.
So 6 backs and stuff like that.
So I think that, for example, the new Disney stuff, I think speaks to why you could see a movement in the next 3 to 5 years in some of the vintage stuff.
Music cards, like what are some of your favorite on that side of things? Favorite bands that you're going to eventually chase after, anything like that?
I'm a little bit more Motown hip hop, so I'm less band. I picked up an Aretha Franklin PSA 10 from '68.
Like Cantanti, right?
2 years ago.
Was Valdi back or normal?
Normal.
That's a tough card.
So I'm hot on. Some of the Michael Jackson stuff's interesting to me. I think, look, I am a believer that people are going to continue to get smarter. I think this national compared to the last Chicago National, people are speculating less and being more thoughtful. More people, more thoughtful. I think that's healthy. I think that over time, alt card. Look, if I successfully build V-Friends, which I plan on, that's going to be another thing that's wildly collected. Everybody that was here this year that saw these prices of $80, $40, in 6 years might be like, fuck.
Should have bought it earlier.
And then when another thing comes out, they may look at it even though they've only done basketball or hockey. So I think the hobby is an and game, not an or game. And people can collect multiple things, and I think you'll see that.
I think a lot of people start with the modern side of things and they start trickling down. They start from the 2022 stuff, and they realize the 90s, different types of refractors and parallels, and they go to 50s through 70s standard baseball, your Mantle and Mays. And then after that, they go to the pre-war side of things and realize that not only is there pre-war cards in America, but just all overseas and the white of the hobby.
It's a journey.
Now on the Jackson stuff, what do you think will be more long-term? The Jackson 5 as a group, the earlier cards, or Michael Jackson solo? Because that's another argument within music. Is it going to be the first solo card of someone or the first group? And every music collector I've talked to has different opinions.
I'm a solo guy. I'm a solo guy.
It'll be fun to see though as it grows, man. Thank you a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye everyone.
What's up guys? My name's Gordy from Bonkers Cards. So some of my favorite pickups I got, I'm all about the vintage baseball. This week I picked up a 1954 SGC 4 Ernie Banks rookie for my 54 top set. I also picked up a super low pop 1950 Babe Ruth magazine. This is one of 10 graded copies of this magazine, and it is actually the highest graded, or second highest graded example of it. So that's for the PC. And then lastly, my favorite pickup at the National is a 1958 yellow letter signed Hank Aaron card. It's one of 4 on the PSA Pop Report. I picked it up. I collect signed vintage specifically for Hank Aaron, so I mean it's been an incredible show and so much awesome vintage, and couldn't be happier about it.
Hi everyone, my name is Juan Zuniga. I'm a young collector seeking Venezuela Topps cards and albums. I just bought the Page of 1966, and this is the awful 1967 O Retirado. This is just the cover, but this is insanely rare. I never see these for sale and I had to buy it. Bought it for $100.
Yeah, awesome. Quick Venny pickup. My first pickup of today, 1966 Koufax 2. It does have that small mark there, but honestly, it presents really nice. So couldn't pass that one up. I've had quite a few people asking me for Vennies of Koufax in the past, so I'm sure I'll end up going to a subscriber.
And to close out the day, ended up seeing Robbie Krieger. He was playing over in St. Charles, which is a really nice city. A great pizza restaurant right across the street, I will have to say that. But this is the closest I'll ever get to seeing the Doors, and this venue looked like it came straight out of the 1970s.
We're the last day of the National on Sunday. Now, a few things that need to be done today. First off, my friend Paul over here, he sent in 2 rock and roll grill cards to get graded, and he's gonna be picking them up since they did get graded last night. I'm gonna show you guys that on the vlog because I did send them out as well. On top of that too, I'm picking up a Venny this morning that I saw, and there's also another Venezuela booth that I probably passed up. I didn't see it. I was talking to another collector, so we're gonna go over there and probably just walk the floor, meet up with a few people that I haven't been able to see so far at the show because it has been crazy busy. All right, let's go to the show.
I'll save that.
Live reveal.
Sign this anywhere.
Live reveal.
That's horrible signature. What am I doing?
That's all you.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
We gotta see it. You gotta see it. Like, let's move the table and see it. Live reveal.
All right. All right, here's what we're hoping for. On one of them, we're just hoping it's authentic, and on the other one, we're hoping for like a 5 or a 6. So we'll see.
One at a time.
All right. 1 for 1 so far. Paper loss on the front, but it's legit, and that's all that matters.
Good job, man. We got the research done.
And let's see the second one. I see a number. That's all that matters. Okay. All right.
4.
We got a 3. But it's legit. And that's about all that matters.
You can see right there. Janky Pop Stars 1992 Nirvana.
They're pop ones before Ryan sends his in, and then they're not pop ones anymore.
First pickup of day 4, same usual 1967 Benny. Saw this one yesterday and almost picked it up, but decided to come back this morning. Like, look how sharp these corners are. And obviously the back does have issues on it like this, but a lot of them do, and the front on this is absolutely stunning. Big shout out to ComC. So I picked up a bunch of raw cards here. I didn't want to take them back on my plane. It's probably easiest to just drop them off on the account. And they engineered this one right here from one of my slab sleeves and everything like that, and just straight into the padded envelope. So dropping off like 1,200 plus cards this weekend. Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks very much.
This is one of the earlier rock and music different sets. This was in 1959. In fact, there's like Chuck Berry in there, Ray Charles, a few others as well within that set. But just to show you guys what this looks like, original packs like this. They're actually cello packs, which are very popular on vintage card side of things. So you can see, like, for example, this one right over here. That one as well, not Cole King on that one. We have the Ray Charles. I'm not sure who's underneath. I know the vertical side of things, but original box, which is really, really cool. And just don't see those that often. All right, this will be my last deal at the show, but also picked up from Uncommon. So we got an Andrew Carnegie. Now I have earlier Andrew Carnegie stuff, but this Ogden looked really nice. And we have, I'm gonna mispronounce his last name, so I'm not even gonna try, but very instrumental in building out cricket in India. Now these African sports, you might know the Babe Ruth that's in the set. It's very expensive and really tough to find, so not a bad card to pick these up. I actually sold them my Swell Jackie Robinson. This got a 2 that we recently graded in our SGC reveal, which is coming out soon. But yeah, so 2 more pickups on. Okay, that's it for the floor footage of the National. Now let's go over some pickups. Steven has some cards he's gonna go over right now, as well as some that I have.